Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the last Patriots press conference of the season. We're joined by Coach Sunny, Galba, and also Serge. My first question will go to you, Coach. How do you feel right now in this moment? How do you feel? And also, what are some possible adjustments that you're gonna do for your team to be able to come back next season stronger?
Thank you so much. It's not the end we wanted. We didn't expect us to be swept like this, but I must say I'm grateful for my players. They fought so hard from the beginning of the season. And if you see the way it is now, APR is the first, we are the second, and that's how it went during the regular season. That means my guys, they gave everything they had. I can't ask more. I'm just focusing now to regroup, stay together, and work hard in during the off-season, and it's without that we're going to be back stronger and better.
Galba, you were the seasonal MVP and the best defender of the RBL. How do you feel, and what are your next steps during the season, and what are some challenges that you faced during the season, overall, the whole season?
Thank you. Yeah, I feel motivated. I would not say I feel like good. We wanted to be on the podium. We tried everything possible to try to stay afloat. He ended up the way he ended up, but all thanks to God, the way he ended up. The awards are just mere motivations for me. It's time to go back and work on things to, not to be able to fall back in this kind of position again. As athletes, we off seasons for work, so that's what we gonna do. Go in, work hard, get ourselves ready, be in a position to give ourselves chances to be on the podium like that. So the challenges, though, I don't think I'd say challenges come through anything we do. So it was just the way we were working through it with the coach, with the staffs, with the players. It didn't matter like what situation we were in. We always made it work. That's why we ended up the second in the regular season, which is something I'm happy for my whole team for, because they didn't expect us to be here. So at the end of the day, it's not a total loss. It means now all we have to do is just to look at the hump. The championship is now the only hump left. So by next season, God willing, we're still here. There's another chance to fight back.
Okay. Serge, you were crowned most improved player of the season. Where did you feel like your team struggled most defensively?
Thank you. Where my team was like struggle most defensively was like, APR's game, they just like attack, and then when your defense corrupts, so they kick the ball and then like that's a three balls. So that's where the rotation, it wasn't bad, but like sometimes we just like overhelp and then it get the result of 3 points. That's what I can say. Thank you.
We're going to open it up to the press. Keep it to 2 questions. Introduce yourself and your media house as well.
Yeah, Chachiboka from Moisen. Coach, I think we've been on this journey together since the first game of the season. Just seeing the Patriots' potential. I mean, you win Coach of the Year, right? Your player, Garba, wins MVP, and it wasn't even close between Garba and Damaria, meaning like it was obviously going to be a Patriots MVP, most improved player still in your team. I mean, where do you think APR had the edge over you? Is it their arsenal? Is it that they have more of a bench than you guys, or where do you think it went wrong?
First of all, I want to congratulate APR. They did an amazing job. They played well. So, as you said, we've been in this journey together. Their bench, I think even if you take their 5 guys on the bench, take them on the other team, they're still going to be one among the best players on the other team. So that's why I said they did a good job. They were prepared from the beginning. If you look at today, last game we were talking about William. He didn't even play today. It's a DNP. But look, everybody else that came in, they stepped, they played well. They have experienced players. So, as I said, you came by experience. Many of our guys, okay, on the starters it can be within, but you can play how many games? 5 games against Reg. Now we played 4 games, those are 9 games, and it's back to back. So I think that's one of the reasons. Of course, we can't make an excuse. They are a better team, and I congratulate them. We're gonna work and come back stronger. Even me as a coach, I think I'm growing, and I will have to adjust some of the few things. It's a journey, it's a continuous improvement, but overall, I'm very happy for my players, the management, the way they regrouped quickly, and how we managed to be in the finals. It's only the 2 teams. If you know, the league was not easy, so I can name, if I go to name players, I will start from the bench players to the starters. I'm very proud of everyone, the job they did. So honestly, APR was a better team, but I think we managed to be where we are today because of the sacrifice and everything our players did.
Thank you. 2 questions for Garba. Garba, question number 1, you're the MVP now. Of course, your stakes are going to go up as a player. I mean, obviously, teams are going to be looking for centers. I mean, there's bigger teams with bigger budgets, of course, looking for good centers. APR has struggled with centers. RSSB Tigers has struggled with centers. Reg has pretty good centers, but they could still use an MVP. What's your future like in the Patriots?
First off, I want to say a big thank you for this organization I found myself in. We've been in talks since the end of last season because they wanted me to play for them, and they were one of the only teams I actually wanted to come back and play for because I played against them and I saw the way the organization was. And me and Coach Sonny been talking. We met in Tunisia for the Olympic qualifiers, and we talked, and I just said, yes, let's do this. So I came here with the intention to actually take the team, push us to the limit people don't think we can, because as soon as they reshuffle the team, I got the younger guys, they said we're not going to make the playoffs. So it was just like a challenge at that point. So the journey is always going to be a challenge for me. I love the challenge. So sometimes when I don't want to project my future on going to play bigger teams and all that stuff like that, it all comes down to what I'm going to deliver, So I put myself in situations where my impact is not just about personal accolades, My impact should be for us to see ourselves in a position we were not expected to be, which is a win for me.
Okay, and last question for you again is, when we were doing hunting for the MVP during the season on OSN, it was obvious that we were looking at Demario Franklin, and then it was a 1-on-1 matchup with James Amato. But then clearly, you didn't come out of nowhere, but you obviously came and one-upped all those guys. Is there any tension in the locker room now that you've one-upped your brother Demario Franklin on the MVP position? Thanks.
I didn't expect to win it, but it's just like I said, I will always put myself in positions that will help my team go forward. You guys saw what that was and saw it fit to say, okay, he is. But I have my brothers support me. I support my brothers. You saw when they called me, I went straight to him because he knows what we've been through for a long time. So it got me by surprise, but it's like I said, it was just motivation, and I wish it would do the same thing to Demaria, to Amato, because they were all phenomenal in the regular season. I'm not taking nothing away from that. I take my hats off specifically to them because they actually, especially Demaria, the scoring title, he actually did come up forth for us. The 66-point record, all that stuff. It was no easy stuff. So I'm not taking nothing away from them. Whoever won the MVP other than me, I would have still been cool with it. Like I said, it should be motivation for us to be better. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Julian from B-Ball. So I have 2 questions for the coach. You said APR have the good bench, right? So it's like, are you trying to say that still, like, there was no way you guys could have won, like, any game or even the game series? If so, do you think there could be, like, any tactic that you could have used to win any game?
I didn't say we couldn't win. Did I say that? I don't think so. So they just asked me how their bench is, and that's what I responded. Yeah.
Urakoze. Umutoza nashaka kubaza, urebye ko sezo igenze nuko ekipe yatangiye yiyubaka nyuma yo gutakaza bamwe mu bakinnyi bari bamazemo igihe, navuga ko banayitwaye mu bihe bitandukanye, nawe uhabwa inshingano nk'umutoza mukuru mu nshingano nshya, umusaruro turawubonye namwe murawubona, watubwira muri make ni iki cyabafashije kugira ngo mukore ibyo abantu batatekerezaga? Mu by'ukuri byari bigoye kubwira umuntu ari wese ko Patriot imaze gutakaza abakinnyi nk'abariya, umutoza mushyashya gukora ibintu nk'ibi. Ni irihe banga, ni iki cyabafashije muri rusange?
Urakoze. Bene ngiye ntabwo nari mushya kuko umwaka ushize yabizi ko nabwo nari head coach, ariko icyo nshimira nuko management yangiriye icyizere. Ntabwo byari byoroshye kubona 90% y'abakinnyi twari dufite bose baragiye. Twasigaranye capitaine Olivier, dusigarana Wendo, dusigarana na KD. So ariko jewe ntabwo nyapfa gutakaza icyizere. Bakimara kunyereka abakinnyi twari twavuganye, bamwe twashakaga, bamwe turababona, hiyongeraho experience ya Garba, hiyongeraho Damaria, nanuze na Caleb baje mbere, tubanza gusiragoringaho match nkeya. Nyuma nibwo navuganye na Jeff nawe aremera araza. So navuga ko icyambere ndashima abakinnyi b'abanyarwanda bakiri bato bemeye kumva bakiga ndetse kandi bagakora cyane. Nkongera nkanashima especially Jeff, he came and played big. Garba, Damaria, Caleb, all the inputs we had, they came and brought energy, no ego, so that what kept us going. Saj and his crew, they are the same generation. They are the guys who are always hungry, and I'm very proud of them. They did amazing. I must say that it wasn't easy for people to believe. Kandi ntabwo twashakaga no kugira uwo twemeza. Twari tubizi ko hari n'abagiye baza ku kibuga batubwira ati se ubu noneho tuvuge ko mutakiri muri kuruse y'igikombe, mwabivuyemo, mugiye gutegura abana, ariko icyo nshima nuko bemeye ko dushyira hamwe tugakorera hamwe, management ikaduha icyo cyizere, haba abakinnyi haba nanjye by'umwihariko na coaching staff yanjye. Navuga ko icyamfashije cyane nuko abakinnyi bemeye gushyira hamwe tugakorera hamwe, n'ubuyobozi bukadufasha bakaduha ibyo dukeneye hafi ya byose cyangwa se byose. Abana bari baje, nubwo nabita abana kandi nabo ni abagabo, bakemera ko aho bavuye bagomba kuza bagakora ibiruseho, kuko ari ekipe ifite izina kandi nabo bagomba kubaka izina ryabo. Ndashima kandi nizera ko bazakomeza muri uwo murongo. Ntabwo ari igihe cyo gusinda, ahubwo ni igihe cyo gukora kurushaho. Murakoze.
Umutoza mu magambo make, ariko muri shampiyona uko igenze, uko muri kariyeri yawe uherutse gutwara igikombe cya karere ka gatanu, ukorifayinga ikipe y'igihugu muri Afro Basket Under 18. Ku ruhande rwawe nanone ubaye umutoza w'umwaka, kuri kariyeri yawe bivuze iki?
Urakoze. Rwanda Cup ndi kuyumva gutyo, ariko nibaza ko iyo playoff irangiye, kese wenda nimba ari preseason tugiye gukora simbizi, ahubwo wenda bazaduha amakuru. Ariko icyo navuga nuko uyu mwaka ndashima Imana ko Patriots by'umwihariko tugeze kuri stage. Ngashima Imana ko mbaye umutoza w'umwaka, ariko iki ni igihe cyo gukora no kurushaho. N'ubusanzwe nkunda kwihugura nkagerageza kwiga, ariko noneho birama n'izindi mbaraga ziruseho kugira ngo nkomeze muri uwo murongo nkuko bakinifuza ko bazamuka, nanjye bumwihariko ndifuza kuzamuka. Ngashima ko no muri zone 5 twagiye tukitwara neza, tukabasha gutsinda Egypt. Byose navuga ko ni Imana yabimfashijemo, ndetse n'abantu tuba dukorana ku ruhande. Ntabwo navuga ko ibintu byose nabyitirira, nanjye mbafite abantu bamfashije kandi ndabashima cyane. Murakoze.
Sage, wawe igihembo cy'umukinnyi navuga wazamuye urwego cyangwa se wagize icyo yiyongeraho ku mikinire ye kurusha abandi muri generasiyo yawe, watubwira iki gihembo ubonye kiraza kugufasha iki kuri kariyeri yawe nk'umukinnyi ukiri muto, ndetse na bagenzi bawe navuga bakureberaho?
Murakoze. Iki gihembo mbonye mbere na mbere ndashima Imana, nkashima Patriots yangiriye icyizere, kuko aho nari inurutse ntabwo nakinaga. Nkashimira organisation ya Patriots, nkashimira abambaye hafi, harimo Jeff, harimo Garba, harimo Damaria n'ikipe yose. Iki gihembo mbonye ndagira mbwire abandi bakinnyi bari inyuma yanjye ko icyo wakizera cyose cyashoboka. Igihe ufite target, igihe ufite goals, wazigeraho, kandi icya mbere ni ukwizera Imana. Rero iki gihembo ngiye kimpaye motivation ko nimba mbonye MIP mu gihe ndi kugarukamo, niko navuga wenda next season inshallah I can get like MVP. So it's like keep dreaming, like dream big. Murakoze.
Okay, thank you. That brings us to the end of our press conference. Thank you so much for Patriots and the members of the press. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's press conference, the last press conference for APR. We're joined here today by Coach James and also MVP of the Cheetah Energy playoffs, Craig Randall, and also Adonis Filer, plus Nore Habimana. My first question goes to you, Coach. APR are now the champions for the Cheetah Energy RBL playoffs, and you also managed to produce the MVP. Looking at the journey from the beginning of the playoffs to this championship, what are you most proud of about your team?
I'm just proud of the resilience everybody showed. As I said, we've been against a lot all year, even more late in the season. You know, staying together, sticking together, being together through the ups and downs, and deciding together how we were going to perform in these playoffs. That's what I'm proud of, is the players step up and say, hey, this is what we're going to do, and we went out and did it.
My second question is addressed to Craig. First of all, congratulations on being the Cheetah Energy RBL playoff MVP and winning the overall championship. When you look at everything and your teammates that you've been through to get here, what does this moment mean for you?
It means a lot. With what happened this year, not going to the BAL, the resilience we've shown, just with everything that's being said on the internet about us, about Coach. We're just a bunch of guys who find a way to win. It's 4 in a row, so that should speak for itself about what type of team this is, what type of staff we have. And that's just who we're going to remain to be, and we're going to continue to do that. And like I said, out there, right now the league belongs to APR, so until somebody proves otherwise, that's what it's going to stay like.
I'm going to open it to the press. Introduce yourself and the media house that you work for, and then keep your questions limited to 2 questions. Thank you.
Yeah, Cheetah from OSN. Congratulations, guys, on winning the championship. I have one question for each of you. I'll start with Adonis. Adonis, it almost seems like, looking at the regular season and then looking at the playoffs, there's been really big, there's been a resurgence of your game from what we know you as in the regular season this year, but also what we've known you as in the previous years. What is it that about the playoffs that's just switched that, that flips the switch in your mind?
I'm just a competitor, man. I just want to win. That's really all that's to it. When it's time to win, that's really when I want to show up. Regular season is important to us, but also we're finding ourselves as a team. We're finding what works. I know James is doing his thing. The players are doing their thing, trying to figure out, what's comfortable and what works for each other. We're bringing different players in throughout the season. We're adjusting. But playoffs time is pretty cut and dry. We got to win. So, when it's that time, it's that time.
Right. Noy, anytime that your game clicks and you play well, especially you and Axel, it almost seems like there's an elevation of the entire squad and how the entire squad plays. What do you think it is about Coach James's style of coaching that really works well with your game?
Honestly, he just allows us to just do our thing. Like offensively, like he doesn't really constrain us to a certain way of play. I think everybody just plays free, especially on offense, and he just hopes we play good on defense, and then we get rewarded by just playing how we want on offense. And we champions. So.
Right. Question for Craig. You won BAL MVP. You won BL champion. You won RBL MVP. You're now an RBL champion. What's next on your conquest of the African continent?
We didn't hear. Can you say that again for us? Can you say what he won again? Name all those again.
No problem. BL MVP, RBL MVP, RBL champion, BL champion. All of that. So what's next on your conquest of the African continent?
I'm staying home. Why would I change what I'm doing? The person who brought me here is sitting to my left. So a lot of people always got a lot to say about what he does, but he brought me here, so he has the MVP. He's going to continue to have the MVP. My loyalty is to him. I'm going to be an APR line, and that's not changing. So that's my answer. That's how I'm going to finish my quest. I'll be here next year, too. So we're running back.
Right. Last question is for Coach James. I have two questions for you, Coach James. One is on a nice note. Everybody has their pick of who their favorite player is. I know as a coach and basically as a dad of this team, you know you can't pick who's your favorite player, but out of all these boys who play for you, a gun to your head, who's your favorite player?
Baby J. My son, Baby J, he the favorite player. He the glue to the team. He's the glue to the team, man. So, you know, we'll say him. You know, but all of these guys are amazing. They allow me to coach them. They allow me to lead. You know, they always follow up. You know, these guys, they guys care. You know, we check on each other. You know, it's a family. You know, it's like when you have 12 kids, 15 kids, 17 kids, you love them all the same, man. I think everybody on our team, you know, are great, all of them.
Right. Question number two and last question is, best team all around, number one in the league, win the championship. Do you feel robbed for the Coach of the Year? And what do you have to say to Sonny?
You know, to be honest with you, everything we went through this year, I knew they wasn't giving it to me anyway. You know, a lot of times, you know, in a situation like we are, you know, at the end, everybody says, well, you were this, you had that. You know, nobody said that a month ago. Nobody said that 3 months ago. We had the same players, the same group. We added one player in the playoffs, that was Mo. Nobody said that when we lost the Tigers early in the season. Nobody said any of that stuff. So me getting robbed, no, we've been having things taken from us all year. You know, as I said before, it was just time for us to take everything back, and that's what we did.
Thank you. First of all, I just want to congratulate everybody, especially APR members for being the championship. I have one question for AD and the MVP. AD, you really played like phenomenal game today. I just want to ask, how does it feel to play really good like that in front of your parents and your wife? That's one question for you.
Man, that's a great question, bro. No, shout out to my parents, man. Shout out to parents. Shout out to my parents. Shout out to my wife. My wife be at every game. My parents was able to fly here from Chicago, and you know that's special to me. So I think that was my first time my parents see me play as a pro. So you know, it meant a lot. It really meant everything for me today. My dad gonna be mad that I said this right now, but he cried, and you know that was, I can tell that was a special moment for him. And whenever him and my mom have special moments that I'm involved in, it just means the world to me. So yeah, that's really it.
Last question for the MVP. You won BL MVP and you played really good, but this was different because this was in our country and not all the fans were rooting for you. I just want to ask, as Rwandan MVP right now, what does it mean right now to be the MVP of Rwandan Basketball League?
It means a lot. It's a blessing. Everybody's not going to always cheer for you. That's part of the game. But they can't say anything right now because the champs can't change that until next year. So then, like I said about the BIO MVP, it's me until it's not. So, and we champs until we not. So it is what it is.
Eddie from BNB Kigali. I want to start with Adonis. Could you talk to us about the journey and emotions recovering from that Achilles injury in 2024 to playing a big role in winning this championship? What does that journey mean to you?
It was a long journey. It was a long journey, very like a roller coaster. I have good games, I have bad games, I have good practices, bad practices, but shout out to my teammates. They always locked in with me. They always giving me confidence. Same as James and the coaching staff, always giving me confidence to just keep playing and just trusting that I'll be back to the form that I need to be in, and that just kind of kept pushing me to be at the form that I was today. So it was an emotional roller coaster. It was a physical roller coaster. But it is what it is. We here now. We champions. Everybody's saying I'm back. Everybody's saying, this and that. They can keep it. It is what it is. You feel me?
Nore, you see, James May Jr. has been here since 2024. Could you tell us what has he changed in the team? You were here that people outside the team might not see.
I think the main thing is just keeping everybody accountable. From the starters to the last man on the bench to the coaching staff to the trainers, everybody, just keeping everybody accountable, making sure everybody's doing their job. And once you build that whole ecosystem of just good people and people that come to work, that this is how we win.
Craig, being a BA MVP and now RBL MVP, does that feel like you've reached the peak of your career or something like that?
Not the peak. It's my first year on the continent, so I think it's just a start. And MVPs they don't really mean anything. They're individual awards. We won today as a team. We're the best team in the RBL. I know that everybody has a lot to say about it. I just want to reiterate. We have the best team in Africa. We have the best team. We have the best players. We have the best coach, whether the award is given to him or not. We have the best staff. We're a family. We stay together through whatever it is, and I think that's what makes us us. So what about being at my peak? Nah, because just the other day, a lot of people had a lot to say about how I play, how I shoot. So it is what it is. Like we said, like we champs. That's all that matters.
Coach James May Jr., people talk about APR roster and things like that, but how much of this dominance has had to do with the culture you've built inside the team?
We have a great culture. As Nori said, we've been together. We're accountable. Also referencing the question you talked about being robbed Coach of the Year. Like for me, Coach of the Year is a staff award. It's a staff award. I know how much all of the time that the performance staff does to make these guys be at their peak and be optimal all the time. The medical staff, keeping guys healthy, keeping guys on the floor, getting them back on the floor when they're injured. The management, the support they give us, the freedom they give me and allow me to be me, and which helps allow our group to be our group. We have a great culture. We've changed the culture since I've come. I think people have seen it. There's a few people that feel a certain way about it, but it is what it is. We know what we carry on our chest with our badge of APR. We know who we are as individuals. We know who we are as a group. And right now, that's the champions.
Coach Messi, elevate the game. Coach, APR season had a lot of challenges. You started the season losing Super Cup against RSSB Tigers, and your BA opportunity taken away. Later on, you won the championship. Now, the first question, what does this championship mean to you, and what may APR fans expect 2027?
It means the world to me. Like I said, a lot of challenges, a lot of stuff taken away from us, a lot of political stuff, We've seen it all through the media. You guys are the ones posting it, right? You're the guys the ones talking about it. You're the guys are the ones spreading the rumors, and not spreading the rumors, but sharing the rumors and everything else. It means the world, because I know that there weren't that many people behind us this year. We were the underdogs. I had a meeting with the team before the playoffs started. It was crazy that the 3-time champion consecutive were the underdogs going into this playoffs. And it's just amazing now everybody said how great we were and how easy it was going to be. But as I said, nobody said that a month ago, right? All the posts are still there. They're all still there. So for me, it means the world, because as I said at the beginning, it was a chance and an opportunity for us to take everything back, not some of it, all of it. And we've done that. Oh, the fans expect APR. I mean, APR is going to be APR. We're going to continue building, continue to get better, continue growing, continue improving, and continue, being champions. That's our goal, right? To continue on the world stage, the continental stage, and show what we could do. Whether it's APR there or it's whether somebody else, APR is always present. We're always present.
Arnold, OSN. First question is to you, Coach. Regarding today's game, 6 minutes to go, and I asked you this earlier. 6 minutes to go in that game. Patriots are up by about a point or two. You're in foul trouble. Expect Coach Sani to attack the paint in that game. He doesn't switch his game plan. You decided to go small, kept Gaba out of the paint. Were you surprised by Coach Sani's lack of adjustments? Because he has adjusted throughout this whole playoffs. Were you surprised by his lack of adjustments in this game?
Well, he's been consistent. I mentioned last interview. He's been consistent with his game plan through the series. We're a team that's very, very flexible. We move and change stuff around, and we present challenges. Right? That's the challenge of coaching. That's why I'm in coaching. The competitiveness of me as a player carried into coaching, because now you're going one-on-one with the person on the other sideline. Right? It's playing chess. So for us, we're going to make changes and challenges and see if the other coach can match it. We don't chase other teams. We've never have. We make other teams chase us. So we adjust and we make them have to adjust. We really, what'd you guys say, about 80, 90% we're about ourselves, right? 80, 90% we're about ourselves, to be honest with you. 90. We take care of what we have to do. We make sure we're the best. We make sure we don't have any holes. We make sure we can play with all of the different styles of variety, whether you want to play paint, whether you want to play three, whether you want to play half court, whether you want to play transition. We're not a one-trick pony. So for us, we have the different tools in the tool chest to be able to put different things out there and see how the other coach or the other team responds. Tonight we went small. It paid dividends for us, and we were able to pull away.
How do you stay hungry for next season?
How do we stay hungry?
Yeah.
Oh, we're still hungry. This one's still going to hit. Yeah, this one's still going to hit. There's people now. Everybody's been gunning us for a year, all the way up to the top. Everybody's been gunning for us. They're going to continue to do that, right? That's what happens when you win a championship. So that itself allows champions to be able to stay hungry, to continue to prove. As I said, we're like the underdog. So to continue to prove that we could accomplish what we've accomplished.
Next question is Craig. Craig, you started off the season slow. Seemed to struggle in the first games in the league. Seemed to have picked up that mojo towards the back end, just before the Basketball Africa League in that closed game. What was the mind switch?
I think just getting comfortable being in Rwanda. It's my first time playing in the league. Before I came, like I said, I was done with basketball. I didn't even want to play. My wife knows, my kids know, I was ready to give it up. So when James called and he was like, just come out here, we're going to figure it out, come play. I had to find my love and joy again, and my teammates helped me do that. The coaching staff helped me get there, and just keeping going off the BAL. I found my joy again. I'm not in it to prove anything to anybody anymore. I'm not in it to. It's not about me. It's bigger than me. So I think that's the one thing that I've come to see, and I'm just never taking this moment for granted. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to be with the team I'm with. I'm blessed to have the coach I have. I've said it in my last press conference at the BAL, like, AD wasn't here, but, like, with Nori, like, having somebody like Nori has been something I've never had, just having somebody who's always picking me, always trying to find me, playing with somebody else who can put the ball in the basket. And even with AD, like, AD scored the ball a lot in the RBL. I can trust guys who believe in me. So I think just the overall being in APR system has changed how I've looked at the game. And so I appreciate them. And like I said, this is my home now. So starting out slow, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. And I've finished a champ twice now and the MVP. So, yeah, happy and blessed.
Nori, you often to a fan there, to an individual, could be a little bit frustrating. You start off the season really, really slow. Tend to pick it up. Tend to pick it up towards around the BAL season and towards the back end of the season. One, is that deliberate? Two, saw a change of your game plan. I think it's the best playoffs you have played, since you got into the league. The game against Tigers. For once, it felt like you used your 6'6" for him to take on the other point guard and go at his chest, and you took Antino's legs away. Was that deliberate from the coaches, or did you decide to say, hey, I'm going to go at Jackson's legs because these guys only have 4 scorers?
I think it really is both, like coaches putting me in a good position to score and also just facilitate. And then also just me just being aggressive, not worrying about missing or anything, just because I know what the team needs from me in certain situations. And in that first series, I know they just wanted me to be aggressive, especially because, I got Tino on me. And then this series I had, what's his name? Stubbs on me. So, if I do have shorter guards, I'm gonna try and make a point to attack them. Because, I'm just here to play winning basketball. So whatever the team needs from me. And to add, like, I did start the seasons off slowly, but, like Craig said, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, right? So we 4-time champions as APR. So I know that it's a long season, and the playoffs is definitely, obviously, the most important part of the season. So you just got to show up here, and if you show up, then you carry that championship.
Coach, to Nori, do you get frustrated when he starts off the season slow?
No, I don't get upset. To be honest with you, he actually started off the season dominating in practice. I mean, I'm serious. He was bullying people in practice starting off the season in camp, came in great shape, strong. I think also, right, the coaches will take some of that. It's figuring out how to use them. When he's bringing more things to the table, he goes in the offseason, works his butt off, right? He adds things to his game. When he comes back, again, like I said, it's figuring out how do you use those tools, when do you use them, how do you pair the guys, group of 2, group of 3, how do you put it together? You saw it tonight, interactions with Craig. Nori got what he wanted. Craig got what he wanted. I think it's also on the coaching side, but these players, all of them, they go home, they add new things to the tool chest, right? The game changes, roster changes, right? You have to be able to adapt to it. I think for him, it's just adaptation. Same thing with AD, same thing. Adapting, Craig, same thing. I don't think, since I've been here, I don't think any player has come to APR and has been great right away. I'm sure you guys know better than me. I don't think there's any player that's come to APR that you guys have ever spoken super positive about as soon as they've gotten here. But at the end, everybody's gotten better, everybody's improved, right? So that's not just on the players. The players always come in prepared. That's on the coaching staff, and that's all about how you adjust and evolve as a team.
Last question to AD. 2024, hell of a year for you. You decided to come. The year he got injured.
Oh, yes, when I told my kids,
Yeah.
Okay.
Rivers Hoopers game.
Yeah.
You decide which is that place that you go to and work on your mental, because it's more mental than anything. Who'd you talk to? What do you say to yourself? What do you pray to just make sure that to get yourself back into being a dominant guard both ends of the floor? Because we've seen guys come back from that injury, they never play defense. They only play one side of the floor. You're still one of the best two-way guards in the league. You take on the biggest assignment every evening. Where do you go to mentally?
Shout out to God, man. I went through a moment where my faith was wavering when I first tore my Achilles, you know. But shout out to God, shout out to my wife, because she was one of the main people that, you know, got me back on track with my faith. And then that just kind of paved the way for everything else. My mentality takes over when it comes to situations where people are, because I hear a lot of rumors. You know, I hear the rumors in Kigali. I'm not really a social media guy, but you know, I hear stuff, and you know, my mentality just kind of takes over, and I have that mentality where, you know, you're not gonna just write me off. You know, I gotta get back to it. So I just kind of get to a place where, you know, just with my wife, I'm in my faith, speaking to my parents. I had so many conversations with James, as far as, you know, my role in the team. How can I do this? How can I help the team? How can I do that? Like what are you expecting of me? Like, you know, just so many different conversations, because James became the head coach while I was injured. So, you know, I had to come back to a new coach, and I had to adjust. And I don't think I never once complained. I just always tried to find a solution. And that's just kind of where I go mentally. I just kind of try to find solutions for myself instead of complaining, instead of giving myself the cop out of, you know, oh, I was hurt, or, you know, something like that. I just kind of find a solution. And that's just kind of where my mental goes, aside from the, you know, my faith and my wife, and speaking to my wife and speaking to my family. I just kind of go to a place of just mentally, you know, I'm a dog, and I just get back to it. I love taking the biggest assignment on defense. I take pride in stopping the best player. And that's just what it is for me. Then on top of that, when my teammates give me the confidence, and coach gives me the confidence, that's just really all I need. I don't really need anything else from the outside. Just the confidence of my teammates, my coaches, my wife, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And we just go on to the next, man.
Hello everyone. I'm Chris. Just got curious questions. So, my first question goes to you, Adonis.
Yeah. What's up, bro?
What's up? From the first time that you set foot in the land of thousand hills, you've probably won everything that is there to win.
Yeah. 6 championships, by the way.
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah, 6 times.
Winning once can happen, but sustaining that level of success year after year is something different. What does it take mentally, physically, and emotionally to sustain that level of winning?
Like I said, God, just, you know, asking for his guidance always. And my wife, I didn't always have my wife. We just got married last year, but even before, just keeping that mentality of never being satisfied. You know, if I get 1 championship, I want 2. If I get 2, I want 4. If I get 4, I want 8. You know, I just want to keep going. I love basketball mentally, so that's just where I am mentally and emotionally. And physically, you know, it's just about staying healthy. After I tore my Achilles, I found a lot about my body that I needed to know, that I needed to strengthen, that I needed to fix. So physically, it was just that, just figuring out my body, especially after the surgery. Mentally, it's just keeping that mindset of never being satisfied. No matter how many championships I win, no matter how many accolades I get, you know, just going on to the next. And then, you know, I'll look back once my career is over, and I'll just, you know, I'll probably just reflect and see how much I've done. But, you know, as for now, as I'm still playing, just on to the next. I'm going to enjoy tonight, you know, with my guys. I'm going to enjoy this off season with my wife. You know, I'm going to get back in the gym. But mentally, there's never any room for satisfaction. You got to move to the next. Then once you're done, you can look back and think about all that other stuff. But, you know, just staying focused on God and what he has in store for me, and just following that path, asking for his guidance, and finding comfort in my wife, talking to her, and getting my confidence through her. And then lastly, you know, like I said, my teammates and my coaches, just, you know, just following their lead. Or if it's me that they're following my lead. You know, sticking with what Coach James has to say. You know, just staying in that mindset. That's just really how I, you know, look at it.
Thanks, Craig. I've waited for journalists to ask this question a lot of times, but they didn't. You've been constantly double-teamed, mostly on all games that we've played, beyond the BAL, beyond the RBL playoffs. You probably played 40 minutes each night. What does your work? What does your work behind the scene look like? What's the conditioning? What's the recovery? What's the discipline that allows you to keep performing when everyone else is getting tired?
Yeah. I'm in love with the game of basketball, like obsessed. My wife was like, this is what I do every day. All I think about is basketball for real. But like you can ask them, like I'll play 40 minutes and then the next morning when they get there, I'm in the gym shooting, probably at like 9:30. So like it's constant work. I put a lot of pressure on myself to play at the level I want to play at. I understand what I have to do to continue to sustain that. And like the trust that is put in me though makes my job easy. Like I know I take a lot of bad shots. They never say anything to me. It's always shoot the next one. You're gonna make the next one, or you could have took that one at a different time. So like, it's always positive stuff. So for me, in my mind, how I look at it, like the work is the most fun part for me. Like I enjoy like the gruesome workouts and the grind and putting my body through the worst times because I know in the game it's not as hard. Like, so I enjoy the off season. I'm gonna enjoy this one for sure because I know next year when I come back, everybody's still gonna be gunning for us. But I'll be back and I'll be better. We'll be better as a team, which is scary for everybody. So I'm looking forward to it.
Nori, you carry a level of the confidence that some people sometimes interpret as arrogance. But in higher level competition, same belief can also be what carries you through adversity. How has that confidence helped you overcome difficult moments in your career? Especially that you were one of the I came, I saw, I conquered. Good example. You're in a good position to say you came, you saw, and you conquered.
Yeah. So what's the question?
What does that level of confidence? How does that level of confidence helps you in adversity?
I mean, yeah, like we just like all of us. We're just all confident guys, and you know, when it comes to the game of basketball, we've all been playing. Like personally, I've been playing basketball for years, right? So I'm definitely just confident just because of the work and the preparation that I have behind all of that, right? You can't really be confident unless you have anything to back it up. So yeah, that's to answer your question.
Coach, winning one championship is difficult. Winning 2 requires consistency, but winning 3, it's a bit different. You've won now 3 titles, if I'm not wrong.
In Rwanda.
In Rwanda, yeah. With the North Star.
Well, you could really say 4.
Oh, yeah, 4.
Yeah, you was with us.
Yeah, I know. So you've won all of that with the North Star roster, and it's something we've seen somehow that talented rosters tend to. No, we've seen incredible talented teams fade because talent alone is never enough. Take us behind the scenes. What sacrifices have you had to make to lead the winning teams consistently, and what have you learned about getting great players to sacrifice individual interests for one common goal?
I think number 1, time, energy, effort. We're constantly developing. It's great to hear at the end that we have the most talented roster, because I know where Justin was 2 years ago. I know where Chris was 2 years ago. Got invited to the national team for the first time this year. Justin's been an emerging star. So that's just a testament to how much development we've done. You know, when the story changes, right, again, as I said early in the season, when the story changes and everybody starts saying that you have the most talented roster, that means you're doing something right, because we know that it didn't start there. We're constantly developing in season, off season. I'm very demanding as a coach that everybody continues to grow. Off season assignments, coaching staff, like they'll all tell you, like we're team no sleep. You've been there, you know, you've been with me, you know how I work, the amount of time I put in, the amount of hours I put in the gym. Our players, we all match the same. We're all putting that level of work in because we want to be the best at our craft, right? We study. You know, for me, like I go to NBA training camp, I look at different things. I have conversations with high-level coaches. I played for a ton of high-level coaches. You know, I've been fortunate enough to be with so many national team coaches, so many NBA coaches. I learn. I'm a sponge. I learn from all of them, right? My impact in basketball, what I wanted to do is give everything I can back to the players, to the younger generation. You know, I've been in the situation, the shoes of most of these guys, teaching them earlier and allowing as players. You know, they continue to develop, we continue to develop, and we continue to get better each and every day. As I said, I say the same after we lose games, after we win games. We always go back, we always self-evaluate, we always continue to improve, right? The game tonight shows an improvement. Every game in this series, we improve. They take things away, okay, we're going to improve at something else. So it's just being consistent and being persistent with those things.
See y'all next year, same time. See you next year, same time. I got some fried chicken.